On to other news tonight, the City of Durban in KwaZulu-Natal is gearing up to host the 2021 Intra-African Trade Fair from Monday until the 21st of November, hosted by Afrexim Bank in collaboration with the African Union and the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat. The fair is expected to yield massive economic spin-offs for the province and South Africa as a whole. To talk more about this then, we're joined by KZN Premier Sihle Zikalala. Premier, very good evening to you. Welcome once more to News at Prime. So this is quite a big event. What does it mean for KZN specifically, especially after the rough year that you've had economically?
Well, it's good evening to you and to the viewers. This is a very important event for us. It is affirming that KwaZulu-Natal is open for business, that the climate is conducive for investors to invest in the province. So we are quite impressed by the work we've done to ensure that we host this major event in Africa. It will be the first to be held in South Africa. It is the second since the inception of the Intra-African Trade Fair, but also it is taking place just in a year where Africa have launched the inter-trade program under the Continental Free Trade Agreement.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at the release from the organizers who talk about $40 billion available in trade and investment opportunities. And I would imagine as KZN, you are looking forward to sealing deals that take up a significant amount of that.
Indeed, we are looking forward to sealing deals that will ensure development. Already there are projects in the province that have been submitted to Afrexim Bank in particular for their support, and we're hoping that they will be able to consider those projects so that we take this relationship forward. But what is also important with this event is that it gives Africa an opportunity to enhance intra-Africa trade, because that is very important, because African the trade among countries of Africa is too low. And as KwaZulu-Natal, we are emphasizing on businesses that let us be prepared to go out and reach out to other countries in the continent and ensure that we grow and develop the African economy.
Mm. And what is the selling point for Durban and KZN as a whole? I mean, KZN is a popular tourist destination. You've also got the strategic advantage of the ports that are based there.
Yes, the two ports, which is the Richards Bay port, which is the deepest in Africa, but Durban port also the busiest. And that means if you locate your businesses here in KwaZulu-Natal, you will be free and easily and have an easy access to a port, either for import or export. And then it is strategic for KwaZulu-Natal to build export capacity. We're more focusing on exporting. We want to produce so that we serve our people, but also trade with the African continent, then the world.
Mm. And you've got about 8,000 people who are expected to participate. Some of it, as I understand it, will happen virtually. How do you give everyone the best experience of KZN, especially in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic that has all these safety precautions and some people not being able to attend in large numbers in person?
We are working on that, and we will have, firstly, I must confirm that the event will be held following strict regulations, and we will ensure that regulations are followed as expected. We will have a 700 delegates meeting under one roof, and others will be in other venues around. We have other delegates who will be connecting virtually, and I hope they will also benefit from the proceeding of the trade fair itself.
And in terms of KwaZulu-Natal's offering, are you going to limit it to the more high-end parts of KZN's business sector, or are you going to show the other African people who will be participating in this trade fair the various offerings from the very lowest to the highest?
We are bringing a number of SMMEs. I can say with confidence, because from those who are youth, the youth enterprises, we've got 150 who are participating. Most of them have been assisted through the KZN Youth Business Fund. We have also sponsored 80 SMMEs to go and exhibit there. So we have supported small business to participate.
And just on that, I'm glad you mentioned that, but you mentioned it earlier as well when you talk about intercontinental trade. But when you mention young people, what's important is that whatever happens here is not a once-off, isn't it? These have to be sustainable agreements that endure for decades, possibly, if managed correctly.
You are quite correct. And that's why we have a session that is dedicated for youth. And there is also a pavilion that is dedicated for the exhibition by young people. So we are investing in the future, because young people must grow and build entrepreneurship skills, but they must also be able to reach out to other countries and other continents.
And in terms of the link, the interaction between the governments and the ordinary business people, how open will that space be, those conversations?
It will be open. There will be sessions that will be dedicated, a session on automotive sector, a session on youth, a session on ICT, a session that will be dedicated to focus on agriculture. So all of those, and government will participate, and there will be interaction, open discussions.
KZN Premier Sihle Zikalala speaking to us there from KwaZulu-Natal, Durban, about the Intra-African Trade Fair, which begins in Durban on Monday. Good to speak to you, sir. All the best for next week.
Thank you. Thanks for having us in your program. Thank you.